So we've upgraded to 1.20.6, and the main addition are these armadillos, along with wolf armor. And to make the wolf armor, you need to sit around for these guys to drop scoots. But you don't have to wait. If you just brush them, you get it automatically. So theoretically, you could trap the armadillos in a 1x1 and use a dispenser to brush them. However, that would be cruel and inhumane. So to ethically farm armadillo scoots, we're going to build a free-range armadillo sanctuary. So we're all done here at the free-range armadillo sanctuary, and we've gathered one of each of the new types of wolves in order to man it. And here we have the armadillos themselves, and we can see that they're dropping scoots. So when we come inside of this building, we see a hopper minecart on some rails, and we can power the rails and give the minecart a little nudge to send it to go collect the scoots for us. Oh, yeah, you can see it collecting him. And before it comes back, we can turn off the power. And then when it arrives, we can then collect the scoots. So we've ethically gathered enough scoots to come and create a wolf armor for all of our wolves. I guess it would be nice to dye them first, though. So we're down here in the mines, and we're going to weaponize our dogs in order to safely kill the wither. This is hardcore mode, and I want to take every precaution not to die. Okay. Alright, it's getting pretty close. So we're gonna put some potions on, and we're gonna send them out. Yeah, go, go, go. Oh, that guy's brave. Why does no one else care? Oh. The dog brigade survived with no casualties. Oh, diamonds. So why the hole? Well, one of the more better blocks in the game are the nether stem blocks. However, gathering them is very labor intensive. Even after you chop down the logs, the leaves, or rather the warts, don't decay like normal trees, meaning you have to remove them by hand, which consumes most of your time. As you can see from that tree, we only got 11 logs, but over a stack and a half of other blocks. So most of your labor doesn't even go towards getting the logs themselves. However, you still need to gather the fungus and the bone meal in order to grow the tree. However, since there's 2 different nether trees, it makes it doubly as complicated. But you can also take the byproducts of the farm and turn it back into bone meal, so it makes it even more complicated. However, a farm containing everything would be very big and ugly, so that's why this hole is so big, in order to contain this. Let's go! After 3 days, it's now almost complete. Let's go see what's on the inside. Down here at the bottom of the pit, and to use the farm, we just come over here, and then we flick the lever. They give us more fungus, and we just roll down the fungus. Then we can hear the TNT start to go off, and if we use our food can, we can go watch it in action. Go the other side. Oh, uh-oh. And this is how much the farm produced in those 20 seconds. So when the TNT explodes, it obviously breaks the blocks. The blocks get funneled down, and then it goes up a water pipe up here. And it goes over these hoppers, however, they're filtered for only stems, so obviously they pass by. Everything that aren't logs goes down here into this hole, where then it ends up inside of these hoppers, where it then goes into some composters. as we can see here. After it gets composted, it gets spat out, and the bone meal goes back to the farm. However, since there's two farms, we can control where the bone meal goes with this switch, putting on the warp side or the crimson side. We can use this switch to turn on the fungus farms, and we can use this switch to turn on the Bonemeal Farm. So now that the farm is done, we need to come back and cover it up so we don't have this giant gaping hole in the ground. However, before we can do that, we need to talk about iron blocks, because iron blocks do not rust. They stay this silver, almost white color forever. And hopefully one day we can see a mechanic where, just like how copper oxidizes, iron rusts to become red. So how would we want to simulate rust if we can't do it with just pure iron? Well, we can do it with these unconventional blocks. With light gray powder, coral blocks, dripstone blocks, and granite, even though up close it doesn't look like much, if we back up, we can see that it slowly turns red with that gradient while still retaining a gray base color. So we'll use this to our advantage in today's build, but first we need to cover up this hole. So the hole has been covered up and I lay down the foundations for today's build, but also I've built up this sign. However, right now it just looks like there's 3 little segments and it's floating. However, we can fix this by using glass panes. So when we have a wall, we can manipulate it by having panes. And if we back up, we can see that the wall still juts out, but the pane becomes less and less noticeable. So we can use this to our advantage by placing down the panes like so. You can see that it juts when it juts out here and it juts out there, it looks like it connects. So it forms into one solid line. So when we step back, we can't even see the panes anymore. However, the wall is just a line for us. And also switched over to light gray stained glass because it's harder to see. So we're using some sneaky glass panes, some fake rust, and there's another unconventional block I want to use. However, that's going to require me going out and finding some desert temples. So the building is complete and we've went for a abandoned 50s diner aesthetic, and our unconventional blocks are pulling their weight here. We can see our reddish blocks looking like a corrosion where part of the wall kind of fell through and crumbled up. And if we come look on the inside, we can see we have some suspicious sand here and there, which kind of bridges the gap from sandstone to sand and then smooth sandstone. And then we can also see some of our glass panes working out here where we have this kind of half step in the wall where it serves as a gradient between this wall and that wall. And another fun thing right here is this thing, which if you cannot tell is a guitar. I've done this with just the use of a leather cap and a leather tunic and an armor stand dyed black, and we have some nether fences in order to create that guitar. And so we have our entrances to the farm are through these little waterways, which are, I guess, it's supposed to be like bathrooms, restrooms, and that's about it. Anyways, let's get to the comment of the day. Today's comment comes from Alaska, and they say they snap with the new paintings, and I have to agree with them. So we're going to go include one of them right over here. Not that one. There we go. Anyways, if you stuck around until now, thank you for doing that, and this is the end of the episode.